A question that I get so often in my line of work is, what is health? What does it mean to be healthy? If you Google that online, you'll see literally thousands of definitions on what it means to be healthy and how to do it. In my line of work and in my experience, the best definition that I found so far on what health is, I got from my mentor, Paul Chek, who says health is taking care of yourself. I'll say that one more time. His definition of health is taking care of yourself. So number one, what I love about this definition so much is that it puts the health directly in your hands, nobody else's. It is completely up to you to ensure that your health is where you want it to be to live the type of life that you want to live. Now, oftentimes what I see from a lot of people when they work with me or they ask me questions is their definition of health is strictly in the physical form. Lifting weights, running outside, riding a bike, how they eat, how they sleep. While all those things are super important, they're only one part of the puzzle. See, when I look at health, I look at 4 pillars. It's the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And it's of utmost importance to be working on all 4 of these pillars in order to have your health where you want it to be. Now, going through each step, the physical health, that's the easy one. It's the exercise, it's movement, it's how you're eating, getting enough sunlight, getting outside in nature. Those are the ones that tangibly make sense to most people, and that's what they work on. However, if someone's only taking that approach, that person's limiting their ability to have robust health. And I think that's something that we're seeing right now, especially during these COVID times. Simply put, mental health is your thinking. How are your thoughts influencing the way that you show up in the world and how you perceive it? The funny thing about thoughts is that they're just thoughts, nothing else. However, the trouble is most times you want to take your thoughts and treat them as if they're facts, where in reality, oftentimes they're not. However, if we look at our thoughts and we treat them as facts, especially the ones that are ineffective for us, now it really takes away how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive the world around us, and ultimately the type of decisions and actions that we take in life. So the better you can work on your mental health, you can understand that your thoughts are just thoughts and be able to take a step back or take a bird's eye view in looking at them. Then it'll be so much easier to step away from the thoughts that aren't serving you. So that's number one. If we come on over and we look at emotional health, simply put, emotions are energy in motion. However, a lot of times we get emotional and our emotions get stuck in certain places throughout our body. Have you ever had that instance where you were really nervous? You felt those butterflies in your stomach. Have you ever got into a confrontation? You feel that tightness in your chest. Have you ever wanted to say something, but you felt like you couldn't say it, and then you feel this constriction in your throat? All of those are examples of energy getting stuck in your body. A lot of times it happens because we're faced with a certain situation and now we don't know how to effectively handle it or effectively show up with it. And as a result, our energy gets stuck. And oftentimes I see this show up in 2 different ways. Either we get completely lost in the emotion. We can't articulately think or say what it is that would be really beneficial in that moment and in like a nonviolent, peaceful way. Or like a lot of men, and I know I've been here before, I try to just suppress it and just shove it down. And then before you know it, it keeps piling up and it turns into some type of emotional outburst, whether it's yelling, whether it's something violent, it's hitting things, destroying stuff. I know we've all seen it before. And that's what happens when we don't have a strong foundation in emotional health. And the last one I want to touch on, and in my opinion, the most important, it's spiritual health. Simply put, spiritual health is connecting to something bigger than yourself. whether that is religion, whether it's the universe, Gaia, whatever it is that you want to anchor into that allows you to understand that life is much bigger than just you. Now you're starting to flex that spiritual muscle. Some people do it through prayer. I like to do it through meditation, sitting in stillness. Those spiritual practices help in every single domain of our life. And what happens is when you start to work on all four of these at the same time, they actually work synergistically. And it actually allows you to exponentially better your health over a span of time. Like, yeah, I can be over here on the physical side and I can work out 10 hours a week. I can be eating all the nutrient dense foods. However, if I'm super stressed out over the thoughts in my head, have all these emotional buildups, and I'm just getting super angry and I'm mad at the world, how can I be healthy? So my goal for you and my challenge to you is to look at all four pillars of health and check in. What are the healthy habits that you're building or have built in each and every one? More likely than not, you're probably mostly here in the physical space, and that's great. Keep doing those things. And I invite you to take time to work on the mental. Look at your thoughts, journal, write these things down. When something pops up in your head, take a step back. Is that thing a fact or is it an interpretation of the facts? Huge distinction there. When we're looking at emotional health, are you able to even recognize your emotions? When you get angry, can you feel the anger? When you're sad, can you feel the sadness? Are you able to experience your experience? Because if you can't experience that, you'll never be able to see what the triggers are, and it's going to be impossible to even work on it. So my first piece of advice is recognize, how do your emotions show up in your life? And lastly, spiritually, start with the stillness practice. Start with meditating for a minute, going outside without your cell phone, uninterrupted in nature for 5 minutes. Go for a long walk, color, do whatever type of activity gives you peace and allows you to really get out of your head and connect to this beautiful earth that we have and that we all share together. And I guarantee you, if you work on all four of these things simultaneously, you will have a profound shift in how you experience life. And I'm so grateful to this process and this view of health because it's completely shifted my life. And I've seen how only focusing on the physical did not serve me when my mom was really sick. And it definitely didn't serve me when my mom passed away. However, understanding how I was able to build on all four of these pillars and make them a foundation in my life, now I better connect with myself. I better connect with others, and my clients have experienced the same thing. And I know if we can do it, you can too.